Welcome to the cafe.
Yes, welcome indeed. Thank you for clicking on this episode. This is Kayla on the Chill. No. See now. This is not the Chill podcast. The Chill podcast is long and forgotten. This is the cafe. The cafe podcast. I need to get this in my mind. I need to stop making this mistake. Welcome to the cafe with Kayla on a very sunny and nice Monday, actually. It's a very nice day out. My rabbits are happy. Look at them jumping up and down. And the birds are chirping. You know, it's a nice day in Don Park. So, welcome and fasten your seatbelt. Because the book that I'm about to talk about, it's quite fascinating. Number one, it's by a South African Ugandan author who is also a nurse. Can we take a moment to celebrate her just for that? Yay. Honestly, these people are out there saving our lives day and night, and I don't judge or blame them for being grumpy sometimes. It's a lot of work, having to deal with sick, grumpy people every day, and they are giving you attitude. I don't think I'd have the patience for that, but they do, so, or they don't sometimes, but what else? They help where they can, which is almost 90%. We're not here to talk about her duties though. We're here to talk about her life as an author. Jane Keyser as an author. Yo, guys, okay, here's how it went down. I was on Facebook and then I saw a page called The Journals of He, or the page called Jane Author. I'm not sure which one of the two. It was posting a quote from a book and like an excerpt from a book. And I was like, yo, this book is a must read. Because as much as they say don't judge a book by its cover, every time I see an excerpt, a summary on a cover of a book, I know exactly if I want to read this book or I don't want to read this book. So that's, if you're a writer and you're listening to this, your descriptions are very important. You need to keep that in mind. Your descriptions decide whether a reader is going to read your book or they're going to pass. Alright? Great. So I saw this and then I inquired. I was like, yo, this is an actual book. I need to read this. Because usually these kind of things, you find them on Wattpad. I've never seen it published before. You find them on Wattpad. So I never thought I'd go on Facebook and then find something like that is not advertised by Wattpad. So I inquired and she was like, you can get it on in any bookstore. And I was like, oh, alright. So because now I'm a loyal customer of exclusive books, that's where I went, obviously. So I went to get my book, exclusive books, and it was like $220, and I had like a budget of 300 rand. So with the change, I bought myself some nice poetry notebook, but that's not, it's very cute, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about this lady called Jane. Guys, she broke the record of the best author for me for 2022. I don't think there'll be anyone who breaks the record that she has set. It is so high. She has set the standard so high for everyone. I don't even care. Nicholas Sparks, if you're listening, my guy, you have to up your game because Jane is replacing you, bruh, in my life. So this book is called The Journals of He, The Beginning. It's a trilogy. She hasn't published the other two. She has only published this one called The Beginning. The Journals of He, The Beginning. The continuance is coming out in winter, so stay tuned. And I'm saying this to myself because I really want to kill her for not publishing all the books at the same time. Because the anticipation is killing me. The cliffhanger was bomb. Anyway, it's a book that has a collection of poems and prose from one of the characters called Delia, who is the main character. Most of the point of view comes from her in the book. This is the girl whose love interest, Dominic, met her during some very weird and awkward accident in the library while she was on a school trip to one of the institutions in Gauteng. You know, when high schools are like taking you out for career fairs and they take you to a university to see the campus and stuff. Yeah, and then she got in an accident like in the library. So he was there studying in Wits, and yeah, he helped her through the accident. So yeah, they never met again. Obvious. I mean, she was going back home and he was staying there to study. They don't know each other's names, you know. So they met again when she enrolled for nursing. They met again, which is very cliche because it's a story. Obviously, gonna meet. They have to meet. This is the story, right? They have to meet, so the story goes on. So they met again, and then yeah, fell in love. And yeah, the last time I actually ran across first person, second person, and third person narrator working together in the same book, first person, second person, third person point of view, working together in the same book was like Harry Potter. You know, that's how unlikely it is to find the combination of these narratives in the same story. But let me tell you, not Jane, Baba. Jane brought it together and it fucking worked. She legit made it work, and I am in love with the poems between the stories, between the chapters. Like, I get it, Delia is like our main character. So every time she goes like through something, she'd like write a poem about it. That's what poets do. That's what we do every day. So like she would like write a poem about it, and then yeah, be like relating to the chapter. I've never seen this in any, not even in Wattpad, bruh. Like yes, in Wattpad there's like some few poems like in every chapter, but like opening poems or like opening quotes, opening proses, but nothing like this. Nothing like this where you feel like, oh my god, I relate to this so much. Because after everything that happens in my life, every fucking day, the first thing that I think about is write a poem about it. If I go through like some very nice experience at work, the first thing I think about is write a poem about it. If I like my love interest in life do something that is stuck in my mind, the first thing that comes to me is write about it, you know. And that's exactly what Delia does, and I relate so much. And she doesn't only write about the intimate parts of him and Dominic. She also writes about her confusion, her sexual confusion, because there's a part in the book where she's like confused, stuck between being in love with a boy and loving what a woman is doing to her body. And something that I also relate to so much. I'm not confused anymore, but I used to be. So I relate so much to that as well. And then there's also a collection of poems at the back of the book. I haven't gone through those yet because I haven't had the time. So I'll be rereading the book before I go through the poems. I'll be rereading the book to see, because every time I buy a book, I get too excited, right? So I read very fast. I bought this book like 2 weeks back and I'm already done with it. And I already read it like 3 or 4 times in the 2 weeks and I'm already done. So I'm gonna read it the second time, see if there's anything that I missed. But I love these characters. These characters are so real. They don't react abnormally. You know, characters in fiction would react abnormally. Like we looked at each other in the eyes for 10 minutes. Who the fuck does that? Nobody does that. 10 minutes is too long. The fuck? They would like real people with real feelings and real thoughts and real reactions, real facial expressions, you know, real ideas. They don't just be there and be like Popeyes, man. They are so human. And it was very fascinating to find out that Dominic is in fact a real person. Obviously the character name is changed, but Jane took a piece of herself and put it in Delia, which is obvious through because she's a nurse and Delia is studying for nursing. And she took apparently a love interest, I think, of hers and put it in Dominic. So to think that these people are actually real and the events, there's a high chance that the events are also true. This gives me shivers. I said to you, it gives me shivers. Anyway, go grab yourself some The Journals of He, The Beginning by J.D. Kiza. Check her out on Facebook, J.D. Kiza, or The Journals of He, or Jane Author. Check her out on Instagram. See for yourself. The exact same thing that attracted me to buy the book is the exact same thing that you're going to find and possibly could attract you to the book. We are always supporting our brothers and sisters who are authors and, creators who are trying to make something out of themselves. But most of the time, we don't really derive any satisfaction from it. We're just supporting because if we don't support each other, who's going to support us, right? Which is a good thing. But I swear to you, here, you are both supporting an African author at the same time deriving maximum satisfaction from the book. It's intimate, it's real, the characters are as real as it gets. It's like you're watching a reality show, bruh. The reactions, the thoughts, the way she overthinks sometimes, the way she just sits there and just stares at the wall is the same things that I do. I think I relate to this character so much. I'm in love with the author. Because I know these are pieces of her that she put in the book. These are not just ideas. This is herself. And I feel like I relate to her so much. So grab yourself this book. It has poems, proses, all the narratives, point of views, and it's a romance. It's a romance actually. It's a romance. It's either a romance or young adult fiction or general fiction, but it also has sexual scenes, but they don't actually have sex, but it's so intense, the build up. I'm here for this. Listen, I'm here for this, and you have to be here for it too. So Jane, if you're listening to this, if you lived next door, I was gonna hold this dustbin here by my house and just spread the rubbish on your lawn, because I don't like the cliffhanger. I'm in love with the cliffhanger. And I can't wait for the second book. Literally, I can't wait. But I have to. But I can't wait. So if you lived next door, I was probably going to point a gun at you and be like, finish writing that shit. Publish it tonight. So, have a lovely week. It's a nice Monday. I'm enjoying my Monday because I'm not at work. So, not to make you feel bad that you had to go to work if you had to go to work, but it is what it is. So I'm going to be there reading this huge book written by J.D. Kiza, and then I'm gonna be drinking my wine, maybe have some biscuits as well. And you are going to be going on J.D. Kiza's page to see exactly what I'm talking about before you buy. Sometimes we don't like the same things, but me where there's sex scenes, I'm there. Me. I mean, look at my page. My page is full of sex poems. These people, what I love about this book? They don't actually have sex, but the intimacy, the build-up, the tension. Oh my God. I can't wait for the second book. Jane, do something real quick. Dear listener, until next time, I love you, and like I said, have a blast this week, whether it's at work or just at home. Make the most out of it. If someone pisses you off, just look at them and in your mind think, I hope you step in menu, and just walk away and preserve your peace. The idea of them getting their shoes dirty will make you feel so happy and satisfied, because it will manifest. Bad people don't deserve clean shoes. So that's it from me today. Yours truly, Murthy Kayla. Until next time.